obviously welcome you guys for pleasure to have you on board for another Juno Community Call, Community Call number 26. So it's good to see the thrilled, passionate members around here still contributing to the chain. We've got some very special guests here tonight, a bit of a different one, more talking about interesting ideas and projects around Juno and the interchain as well. So, shout out to everybody here. Poroboro, Bitcoin Villas, Terra Spaces, is that Finn I see over there? Farmer, Camel, Cheddar and Timothy so far on the call. So it's a quiet one, but obviously this is being recorded for future reference. So over the 60 minutes, I've got an agenda planned here. So we've got a few guests here. We'll hear directly from PostHuman. Might have something exciting for Juno stakers tonight. So I'm excited for that one. And a special mention to a couple of guests from Art Protocol who are going to chat about NFT and the general NFT space here in Juno and the greater cosmos. We'll have Martin popped in from Enride, and also we'll have Gio join us from YieldMOSS as well to give us an update on when they're doing the big sunset of YieldMOSS, and just get some vibes on how they're finding what they're going to be doing in the future. So nice to have them all on the call. So it might be a little bit later tonight, but let's just see what happens. I'm just going to fire through some gov props here, guy. I'll get rid of all this kind of stuff first. So since the last time we had a call here at Juno Comms, the main net proposals, we had two of them, I believe. So we had the operations department posting liquidity subdial withdrawal community funds from Wind, Prop 348. That was passed. This proposal, the operations department requested permission from the Juno community to withdraw liquidity from the Windex and unstake WI Juno LSD from WindDAO, as the project is no longer being developed and the community's funds may be at risk if left on the deck, so it was important to withdraw them. So that's all passed and went through. The other interesting proposal we've seen was from the core founder, one of the core founders, Block Creators, who signalled a proposal for the council to put dApps at the first priority. So that was rejected. I'll just go over what it said anyway. Basically, the council system has been in place for a while, but has not lifted the price of Juno token due to the lack of confidence in the project. The council has been focusing on partnerships, marketing and chain feature upgrades, which have not been successful in restoring confidence in the project. The community is urged to vote and urge the council to prioritise hiring a dApp developer and building dApps as a top priority in order to showcase the project and attract new dApp developers. So it was rejected. The development department then put out a statement, which I tend to agree with, because there is a process now in place that the community voted in, and that was the charter. So if anybody wants to sort of apply for RFPs as such, then that's the process. They should go through the charter. I'll also have to mention as well that the development department has hired a dApp developer support role. So, I do agree that the focus is on dApps at the moment. So I think we're just continuing the way we are, which is totally fine, in my opinion, so far. Anything else in terms of development department props here? We've got, there's just a lot of restructuring and a lot of organisation around the council at the moment. Poroboro's resigned as well. I mean, Poro, you're more than welcome to come up and discuss the reasoning behind it. I can invite you up and you can have a chat on that if you want. If not, that's fine. Moving on to operations department, they've been quite busy. Like I said a minute ago, they've been put a proposal up for the withdrawal of the Wind DAO tokens as well. So there's been a lot of DCA strategy going on over at operations, where they needed to get USDC in the treasury so we could start paying instalments for Mercury decks, which has also been signalled to start getting built on Juno. So there's a lot of exciting things happening for sure. Definitely, I'm starting to be a bit optimistic now in the recovery of Juno after such a low sort of, a lot of bad things have went on, and I think there's a resurgence going on, so it's good to see. As in communications proposals, well, it's just basically our funding, just getting ourselves back on track and trying to contribute with the way we used to do things. So we're starting to see that moving ahead now. We have an RFP up on a proposal as well to sort of cover more of the charter content, because there is a lack of knowledge around what the charter's up to and stuff. So yeah, if we want to get an RFP filled for that role, we can offer more services in terms of covering the charter in that respect. So anyway, that's all that out of the way. Let's move on to our first guest today. So it's a bit of an honour to invite up my good friend Vlad. How are you, my friend?
Hello. So nice to hear you again, and your beautiful English language.
I don't speak English. I have this strange Scottish lingo that you cannot call English, I suppose. But yeah, I hope you understand.
Yeah, I understand 80%, but but it's very nice. I think it's very important to listen different kinds of English language, because I start to understand English language in general much more better.
Yeah, totally, mate. It's been a while since the last time I seen you. We were in Lisbon, wasn't it? And we were in the early hours of the morning in some street somewhere, just chatting away and having drinks in the middle of, I think it was like 7 a.m.
Yes, I think it was kind of 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. at the time.
Yes, good times, but I could sit and talk to you for hours, mate, and we became good friends after that week, mate. It was an awesome experience. But I brought you on today, mate, because I believe, could you share with us what PostHuman Validator has in store for the Juno stakers and a few other chains?
Yes. So, really hope to see you soon in the material world, because the time and with you and conversations was really cool, and I really enjoy. And of course, digital conversation can't be better than this material conversation. So, hope to see you at the Nebula Summit, for example. There will be a lot of cosmonauts, and we just returned back from the Berlin, Cosmos Berlin. Also was very glad to see a lot of cosmonauts there. As the validator of so many different Cosmos chains and Juno, we of course want to contribute more and more for the development. And first, what we want to announce is a stake drop for the Juno stakers. So as we can remember, the one period of time, Juno was one of the most often network for the airdrops. So first it was Atom, second Osmosis, and Juno was third by the amount of airdrops. So, and of course we understand that this attract different users to have Juno, to stake Juno, and that's why we also want to make a stake drop for the Juno stakers, because we really believe in the technology, and even if economical part is not so good for now, this is just because economics is so irrational and it's so humanitarian that they don't really understand the good tech. But in the long-term vision, we understand that the good technology is much more effective, because it's not as, for now, we can really tell that now Juno is out of speculations, because now, as we can understand, in Juno we don't see the people who want to speculate, who want to dump the price, and who is owner of Juno. A lot of developers, a lot of people who are really building something on Juno. So to be honest, we use Juno every day. And to be honest, the one of the main reason why we use Juno so much, it's DAO. So we understand that and DAO is so useful tool, and the big part of our decentralized governance of the PostHuman validator based on Juno and on DAO. So and even our governance token of the validator, PHMN, it's also Juno CV20 token. So we still use Juno, and sometimes I really glad that the Juno have so low price, because I think, okay, this is not really big deal to pay fees. because we send so many transactions with Juno, and I start to think, okay, if Juno will be $40 like it was at I will spend so much funds on these transactions. Maybe it's nice that the price is not so high. But of course, all of us as the stakers want to see the bigger price of Juno, but and how we can do it. As we will look at the different other projects, for example, Atom. Atom also don't have the very high price, but Atom have the very high value because so many drops was for the Atom holders that Atom can even have a price $1, and all drops that we've got for the staking of Atom, it's much more than any rewards and any exchanging of the price of the Atom. So I see that totally pretty sure that the Juno can have the same usable value. And we are running the network that will be called Sputnik network. It will be up-chain. And we think that it's important to go from the infrastructure development to the project development, totally the same as with Ethereum. So we already spent kind of the 5 years to develop infrastructure in the Cosmos. And now we have beautiful security, we have IBC, we have updating of ICS, we already have interchain accounts, and this is already great infrastructure to create projects. So Sputnik network, it will be up-chain. It will be chain especially for the applications that will give possibility to send crypto by usernames. It already works in the Web 2, so a lot of people, mostly some big projects as the Secret Network, Akash, Omniflix use it to send crypto by the usernames of people who participate in the different challenges, ambassador campaigns. So it already works in Web 2. We want just to add Web 3 part, and it will be application that from one side give you possibility to connect to the application by the Web 2 way using your Telegram, Twitter, Discord, also in the near future GitHub, Instagram, your email. From other side, you can connect with the Kepler wallet, Cosmos Station wallet, Leap wallet, and if person can attach own address or several addresses to the username. So to be honest, it's very clear for all of us that name services already exist. The problem with the name services is that people don't really use it. So you create your name service, but nobody really know your name, and people still use addresses instead of name services.
Well, but it works well with DAO, because you just it's so easy to type someone's name in now and just find them and go, right, there we go. There's the user. It's good to have a human readable name for sure.
Yes, and this is great. But if we will look at our communication, we still use for the communication Web 2 services, and it's very easy to send crypto by username. I see your username in Twitter. I see your username in Telegram. I always sure. I don't need even to ask, give me your address. I can send it by your username. So the same way as the name services attach addresses to some new name, or as you remember, for example, star names, they tell create the star name, the name with the star, and attach addresses. We will attach addresses to the usernames. Awesome. Because everybody use username, or to your email. So you have your email or something, you attach any amount of addresses, and you can send the crypto by these usernames or email.
Much easier, much simpler, mate. So
in case
I totally agree with you, because how are you going to onboard users who are just looking at addresses, copy and paste? And Christ, I used to have to be able to copy my address, I have to email it to myself just so I could get it to my phone device from my desktop. Everything was just like hard work. But yeah, what you're saying and what you're trying to achieve is pretty good. Can I just ask you quickly though, what is the purpose of the Signal airdrop? Is it just is this part of the Sputnik network then?
Yes, and for that, as we have this Web3 part where you can attach your addresses, and the Sputnik will works also with these addresses, and we will have the inner decks, and we need some governance inside of it, and we need to provide the security and incentivize validators and stakers and liquidity providers. We will use token Signal. What does Sputnik do? Sputnik sends signals. Yes, so we will, and we want to attract users. What is the best way to attract users? Send them airdrop. And who is our target group? Our target group is users of the Cosmos, because we build it in Cosmos ecosystem. So we choose several networks where the stakers will get stake drop of the Signal, and we want to, and all Juno stakers will receive Signal airdrop. And moreover, for example, if the validators from the Juno also will validate Sputnik network, for example, Highlander chain tools will validate Sputnik, we will tell your stakers, as you help to our network, will get stake drop of Signal with multiplier 2.
Yeah, excellent. And what are the puzzles involved here? Like you're saying that there's a couple of puzzles to sort of claim your 2 or 3 stages unlocked, you know, when they solve puzzles. What sort of puzzles are you going to be asking the community to do? I mean, it's a great way to engage, like, I like it, but interesting.
Yeah, yes,
puzzles.
Of course, we will have that, we will run the test net 1 month, okay. And of course we will have the ambassador campaign for the users, and they can join, and we will publish our test application where you can send crypto by the usernames, and those who will involved in it, those who will upload the Sputnik app on the early stages and will help us to send crypto, to add it to the liquidity pools, looks how it works. Of course, we have the pretty big amount, it's near to 5% of initial offering will be distributed among early users and ambassadors. Okay. The biggest 30% of the initial liquidity we will drop by the stakers of Cosmos ecosystem, and in the list Atom, Juno stakers, Osmosis. So we chose people who are long time with us, because and of course, if you delegate to the centralized exchange validators, you will not get drop. Also, we will, if you delegate to the validator with very low level of participation, if your validator don't vote on any proposals, such validators also will be excluded from the list, because if your validator even don't want to vote on the software upgrade and don't want to upgrade our networks to the next level, that all of us get better network and better price, sorry, you also will not get drop. Like, you don't care, why we need to care? But all stakers of the good validators who vote on proposals and who are not centralized exchanges will get drop. But also those validators who also will validate Sputnik network and provide IBC reliers, delegators of that validators will get stake drop with multiplier 2, because we want to support those who support us. So the main idea, it's not to create some new competitor for the other networks in Cosmos. We don't have competitors. We have only cooperators. We just want to build the network that will help to the community and to other networks to more effectively send crypto, receive crypto, and also invite new people from the Web 2. So for a long time, for the many people, it's what is the barrier? Oh, I need to create some wallet. This wallet, remember 12 words. If you will lose 12 words, you will lose your funds. Nobody will recover it. For the new users, it's something like, I became a part of criminal gang. It's something dangerous. Yes, so you tell, okay, if you are the new user in the Telegram or Twitter, you just connect with your Telegram and Twitter, and the bot create for you address, and the bot is responsible for the sending. You tell to the bot send to this, send that, and bot keep your mnemonic. But in the one moment when you have, for example, $100 in crypto on your account, bot send you message, hello friend, you already have $100 in crypto on account, and now I responsible for these funds. If you want to be responsible for funds, please create your wallet and record 12 words. And person already understand, I need to record 12 words to keep my $100. Now I understand for what this procedure. Because to force person to remember these 12 words when person even don't have any crypto sounds strange. And when already person have some funds and understand, it's to save my $100. Okay, for this I ready to remember 12 words and record it on the paper. So we just
understand.
To make some easy way to come from the Twitter or Telegram or Discord to crypto world.
Well, listen, Vlad, we've got a few guests on tonight. I know it sounds rude to cut you short, but I want to try and fit everybody in this space that we have here. But are you going to hang about on the call? Because I'd love you to hang around for any questions near the end. Would that be good, mate? Excellent, man. Excellent. Right, quickly, because we're about 5 minutes later now, so let's introduce ARC Protocol here as well. So, I'm excited to welcome a couple of guests from ARC Protocol here. A pioneer in the realm of interchain contracts. So ARC Protocol is obviously renowned for its innovative solutions that enable secure and efficient NFT transfers across diverse blockchains within the Cosmos ecosystem. I believe I have Scotty and Mr. T on here. How are you guys doing?
Good. Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for joining. And it was great little. I had an idea, and I got recommended to come and have a chat with you guys, and we've kind of spun off on a wee conversation the past couple of days, and I thought, why not just have a little bit of a brainstorm on a Twitter space? Sound good?
Yeah, excited, man. Excited. There's a lot of things happening very quickly, and we don't always have the public keeping up with us because we're mostly developers on the team. Myself, I'm not a developer, but there's a lot of work happening and a lot less promotion. So thanks for letting us get some word out there.
Man, this is what we're all about at Comms, man. We just try and network with everybody, see what everybody's getting built on. We're kind of branching out of Juno as well in terms, and I don't mean we're not leaving Juno. What we're saying is we want to branch out and connect Juno with everything because we're becoming such an interchain ecosystem now. I believe it's a good way to unite with other chains and other projects and see what we can do together. But first of all, what is the mission of ARC Protocol? Can you fill me in and the community in on it a little bit if they don't know?
Yeah, I would love to. And I love the way that you put that. You're not leaving Juno, but you recognize that interchain utilities is definitely uniting the Cosmos, and all IBC chains will be compatible with the utilities of interchain, which means basically you don't have to leave a chain to interact with all the chains on the Cosmos. So ARC Protocol's mission is a pretty big mission, and let me give you a little bit of a background real quick. I'll try to keep it short for you guys, but the background of ARC really points out the whole mission. So ARC Protocol is mostly lunatics from pre-DPEG. And we all were very heavily vested in Luna NFTs, and the DPEG basically cost us all big. Like, we lost so much money, and it was very stressful. I mean, it's been a long time now. It's kind of crazy to think how far back that was. But one of the biggest problems with the DPEG, and for so many of us that decided to stay in the market anyway, even during that time, the biggest problem was the NFTs were on Terra, and there was no easy way to move them. So a lot of projects attempted migrations, which were pretty intense and pretty demanding on the creators as far as finding the way to do it. And the community really had a struggle moving over to another chain. So most of the projects wound up dying. It's kind of sad, but that's exactly what happened. They just fizzled out. There was no money because everybody held Luna and it went to zero. And so basically all these projects could have benefited from exactly what it is Arc Protocol set out to do. And Arc Protocol was founded immediately. Like, as soon as the DPEG happened, we all lost, Arc Protocol was founded. Like instantly. And the idea here is to create an interchain utility. It's a public good. It's going to be accessible for everyone. And it's an interchain utility that allows you to move your NFTs from one chain to another. So a creator or a holder can choose to move their NFTs and interact with their NFTs somewhere else in the cosmos. So if you have a Juno NFT, or let's just say you have a Terra Luna NFT still, and you want to interact with it on Juno, you can utilize our platform to send it over, and it's the same NFT, and you can then list that NFT in any respective market on the chain that you're going to. It will be recognized by that chain. You can then transact in the native tokens of that chain. So if you're Juno Maxi and you don't want to interact with other tokens, but you do want to go to other chains, you can definitely do that using our utilities. And as we develop them, you will eventually be able to simply just spend Juno to buy, say, a Stargaze NFT, and so on. So the mission for Arc was to...
Yep.
Oh, sorry, no problem. So the mission for Arc was to create this utility that really benefits the space and really allows for any project that has a problem on one chain. If a chain has a major issue, all the projects can just shift over. And this utility is live. I mean, we have projects that were on Luna that have now simply added chains and are transacting on those chains. So you have a project like the Galactic Punks, where I think they were the first, and immediately people were listing them on Stargaze at the Stargaze Zone market, and they were transacting. People were buying and selling them in star tokens, stars, you know?
Yeah.
So this utility allows any project to shift and move over. It also expands their demographic. You can market as a project to other chains, because all of the people on these chains can simply buy your NFTs and be part of your community, but their wallet, their tokens, and everything can be on the chain that they prefer, if you have a preference. So it's great for the creator to have that freedom. And then for the user, I mean, come on, guys, our NFT is our identity. Sometimes you see an NFT, you know exactly who that is, just from the NFT. And so the idea that you can't travel with your identity is crappy. So being able to do that now it's a really big deal to us. Like, you can just go where you want to be.
Yeah.
So the mission here is to offer a service, a utility, a public good that allows the freedom to avoid what happened back in the DPEG.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love this. Because I was talking to Shane from Stargaze, and he mentioned, like, Stargaze V2, you'll be able to have list Juno, the token, on Stargaze. And I'm like, because it all spun off a question from the community of, like, we need an NFT marketplace. When can we build? Can we have anyone to build this and stuff? And a few questions were asked, and then Stargaze mentioned, well, you can have Juno on Stargaze. So I'm like, can't we just use this home of NFTs on Cosmos and go around that route? And then Juno has a flagship application called DAO. So what we were talking about in the group that we're brainstorming and is, I want to further this project I've got going called DAO Records, because I work in the music industry, and I've got a few interested artists here that would like to kind of start using blockchain and learn about it. But we're at the stage of the simple questions are, what is the first thing we're going to use the DAO for? But the first thing that comes to my mind is, well, can we sell NFTs on via this DAO? But yeah, we can, technically, because we can create an interchain account, we can control a Stargaze address, we can start listing NFTs. So the possibilities are starting to get exciting, I believe. Where are you at in terms of all this NFT technology?
Gosh, well, Arc Protocol is the lead contributor to the protocol. It's called the ICS 721 protocol. Mm-hmm. So Mr. T and the team were the lead contributors to that protocol, and that allowed us to build upon the ICS 721, and we're able to create the utilities needed to add change to project, and it's live now. We are in the works of building a launch pad so that collections can launch interchain. So, and our first launch is going to be the ARC collection. It's all in the works right now, so I can't really give too many details, but it's going to be a collection that will allow you to mint on many chains, all in one launch pad. The launch pad and the user interface that we have and are providing the public is going to allow you to have like a profile page where you can see all your NFTs on all the different chains, all in one spot. Yeah. So these are things that are definitely in the works. Also, Mr. T is mid-development on the version 2 of this protocol, and the version 2 is going to basically expand on all the utilities and make them much more seamless and allow for many more features. Again, it's information I can't divulge yet, but when it comes out, I think it's going to blow everyone's mind. And awesome. Yeah, I mean, you had mentioned Stargaze. Shout out to Stargaze and Shane. We worked very closely with them for a long time. They've been huge supporters of Arc Protocol, and we've done a lot with them. So they do see that interchain is big, as well as some other chains. And obviously, with the DAO features, I know that a community member was able to interchain transfer an NFT from within the DAO to another DAO, I think, or I think it was from a DAO to a DAO. Yeah. And cross-chain using our protocol. Yeah. So that was a really big deal to see, and your ideas for the music are just phenomenal. Like, yeah. I mean, it's just amazing that it can all just be done that way.
And I want to, first question, I suppose, is, what would you suggest to a community member who wants to launch an NFT project? He's a Juno, he's a proper Juno juggernaut, that's all he deals with. But let's say he wants to launch a collection. Juno ain't got a marketplace. How would you go about it? Could you just use Arc Protocol eventually and just launch it on any chain? That would be probably the best way to go about it once this sort of feature you guys are running towards is up and running, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and it's coming very, very soon. So somebody who has a project who wants to launch, and he's, like you said, a Juno maxi, a juggernaut, really prefers to stay in Juno. I mean, there's so many options that they have. They can allow for people to mint on a interchain launchpad, and still it could. The home chain, the start chain will be Juno. Yeah. And that will stay in the metadata as the origination chain on the NFT in the metadata. But then those buyers and holders can move that NFT to other chains. And tell me, does Juno have a market right now?
A marketplace?
Yeah.
No. I mean, that's
so there's no marketplace. So
the Loop had something, but I think it was just broken all the time, and there was a lot of complaints. So I would say no.
But what that does, that limits on-chain holders from doing much with their NFT. But the interchain utilities open the door to a lot of creative ideas, and the creativity is limited only by the person, because some of us can be more creative than others. But I'm just, just off the top of my head, I'm imagining if I was a Juno creator and I was a Juno maxi, I want you to stay on Juno. I might create some kind of on-chain staking that you would have to keep your NFT in Juno to get this staking benefits. Yeah. However, obviously I would connect my project to other chains in IBC to allow for not only the expansion of my marketing to all these chains, but also allowing my community to buy, sell, trade, whatever, in the other markets that do exist.
Absolutely.
And all this is possible already for the most part. The launch pad is coming very soon. So within a very short amount of time, all of it will be possible for any creators who are trying to launch, and for any creators who have an existing project. You can come to us, join the server, and we can help you add chains to your project if you wish to allow your holders to travel with your NFT.
Oh man, I love it, mate. Absolutely love it. I'm looking forward to sort of getting back on my journey with DAO Records, because it's at this time of year when I start going back into the production side of music. So I'm a touring sound engineer as well, so Scotty, and you know, I meet a lot of big acts all the time, and you sort of see some interested people in blockchain in some of these bands, but they don't really know what they're doing. They don't know where to begin. And I just thought, well, here's a banging use case here, right? We've got this DAO infrastructure. I could literally set up a record label here. All right, there's a few mechanics involved to get that going. I do know quite a lot of the mechanics involved, but the first thing, let's list NFTs, but controlled by this DAO. First thing I need to achieve, right? Which I know how to. The second thing is, you can start releasing concert tickets or little perks if you go to this certain gig, and you start bringing in a treasury, and it's like all these funds are going straight to the artist, man, you know, straight off, and that's the selling point.
Oh yeah,
these artists,
I mean, man. You could set it up through smart contracts to split up the funds. You could set it up so that your concert tickets are POAP, so there's proof of attendance protocol, and people can simply buy those and utilize them. And there will be the ability to utilize other features that coincide with the need for like ticket entry or you know, different aspects of your music work and artists, because you're going to need to obviously separate for each artist. So these utilities will allow you to utilize them for each DAO you set up for each artist and for everything that you do.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely brilliant idea, man. And I feel like the creative juices are flowing with it. There's all sorts of little angles I'm thinking of, and I think, and it all spun off of like, I don't know if you know Jacob from Atlas DAO. We spoke to him a couple of weeks ago.
Of course.
And he was just like, you know, that poor fella tried his damn best to launch an NFT collection on Juno, and no one took to it. And it was like, he's moved on to Stargaze, and it's just,
I have one.
It's totally worked out for him brilliantly, and I'm really happy for him. But he still wants to like list the app on Juno as well, like we're talking about going fully.
He's trying to salvage it.
It's great.
Yeah,
man.
he is. He's trying to salvage it. It's great.
So I mean,
but yeah, he's got that raffle platform. It's going very well. I'm really happy to see him do well.
So I mean, there's loads of that conversation spun from Jacob saying that Juno needs to, if we kickstarted an NFT collection from the core Juno sort of team or like founders or whatever you want to call it, the core maxis, and we just kickstart that community vibe again, you know. But we can do it through very cool, clever DAO structure as well, which is really awesome.
Not only will you be able to do it through the DAO, but it can't be much longer, once all these utilities are available, that these markets are going to adopt the ability to transact with all NFTs. And so all these Juno collections that do exist will then have marketplaces that they can utilize. They can go and talk to the marketplace or come to ARC and help get set up in a way where those marketplaces are easy for the community to utilize.
Yeah, amazing. Lovely, man. Scotty, it's been a pleasure, man. We could talk all night on just a space solely about this, man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've got a lot to learn.
We've got, real quick, we've got Mr. T here. I don't know if he wanted to speak and say a few words.
Say hi, Mr. T. Yeah, good to hear you.
This is
Feel free.
The big boss man.
Pleasure to have you on, Mr. T. It's an honour to have you, mate.
You're welcome, always happy to be here.
Good, man. Yeah, so you've heard some of the ideas, the potential, but the user building a hub for NFTs, it sounds like, across the interchain, which is going to be brilliant.
I guess so.
yeah, great stuff. I mean, I'll be looking for some help and tips anyway, but for sure, I want to be able to try and, like I say, list an NFT on Stargaze via the Juno DAO, and I want to move things around, but just create that community vibe, you know. But if there's special smart contracts that you guys are developing, it'd be awesome to see what works and what doesn't. Yeah, exciting to see it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter with interchain NFTs, with the smart contracts that we have deployed. I said 21 on what chain that is. I mean, Stargaze is the biggest NFT hub, but soon there will be a mind shift that it's only all about NFTs. You don't care about on what blockchain that is anymore.
Yeah. I believe that's the case.
Yeah.
No one wants to see as a user. No one wants to see what's been ran in the background. They just want a nice website that they go on and they do what they need to do on. That's what you need to be aiming for, I believe.
Yeah. This year is going to be really interesting. So we have been building, so just ICS 721 is just like the foundational technical layer, but now we're moving up on building really more user-oriented, creator-oriented utilities. And as Scott mentioned, we will launch some collection. I believe he mentioned. So with our new interchain collection, though, we are going to launch our collection showed.
So that'll be the little test run then to see how it's functioning then. I'll be looking forward to it. If you need any like support on covering stuff like that, just reach out, man. And, you know, I'd like to incorporate, you know, DAO records, working with Art Protocol and stuff like, you know, the utilising power of DAOs with NFTs. I think it'd be a good little collab to try and just show awareness, man, and what the technology can do. 100%.
Yeah, thanks for that.
You're welcome. All right. Yeah. Well, thanks, Scotty. Thanks, Mr. T, for popping on. Please feel free to hang around if anybody wants to jump up and ask a question later. Feel free to hang around and just listen in. So I'm going to get my next guest up here. I think we've still got Martin in the call from Enride. He might have left, but if not, we have Gio from YieldMOSS. First of all, and give us a bit of lowdown on the situation with YieldMOSS. Have you guys sunsetted, or, you know, give us a TLD on what's been happening.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Well, we decided to sunset things because we couldn't really figure out a way to sustainably monetize the service. When we announced that we were going to start charging a fee, we saw a pretty big exodus of users and assets, and things.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you've built something that's just one of the most handiest things ever to have when you're staking tokens, and people are moaning about paying for it. It's like saves you probably so much hours every week.
Yeah. I mean, I thank you, and I agree with you. But I guess, users at the end of the day, get to decide, right? And
I know. I think it's a shame, man. We've all really, really suffered with this. I'm not going to say bear market, but I'm going to say it's an altcoin bear market because Bitcoin's had its day for some time now. And I do think we've really suffered this ecosystem. There's just I don't see any liquidity much anywhere. You have obviously the big guns, osmosis and stuff like that, but it's very hard, I think, for the guys like yourself to hang around, create a sustainable model. But as soon as you put the prices up, people are spitting the dummy out. It's like, come on,
Yeah. So just want to, say thank you for all the support and all the patronage.
It was great, man. Yeah, YieldMOSS was a feature, very, very early feature on this channel. But what you were doing with automation and stuff, and because we had loads of we had rack betting and stuff on Juno. We had a lot of things you guys could do with Juno, and it was great to see. And yeah, awesome. But let's be honest, your skills won't disappear. You thinking about doing anything else or building something or contributing to any other projects in the future?
Yeah, I'm sticking around. I'm gonna stay in Cosmos. I'm currently interviewing with four different opportunities
Yeah.
that should be getting wrapped up here in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. So I'll
Oh, that's
definitely be
good to
around.
hear. That's good to hear, mate. Aye, very well done. Yeah, so I mentioned, I did mention it to you. Had a couple of RFPs, and I know you were I know your background. We've spoke many a times, but yeah, it's always there. There's stuff to be done on Juno, so I'm sure there could be a home for you here as well. Your skills would be more than welcomed, man. Pretty sure of that.
Yeah, yeah. Thank
But
you
it's
for
your
that. I
choice, mate.
did. Yeah, I did take a look at that, but I decided to go in a slightly different direction. I've been
Aye.
exploring product manager
Oh, nice.
roles and whatnot. I'm going to try a slightly less technical role this time
Okay.
around.
So what's is YieldMOSS going to be just like disappear one day? Then it's like what will users have to do if it does disappear? Does the automation contract just get cancelled and then that's it? The tokens remain as they were before you entered the automation sort of phase. How does it work?
Yeah. So we never took custody of users' assets. So
That's right.
from that perspective, there's nothing for the user to do. The
Yeah.
auth-z grants, most of them are just going to expire. For those of you that chose no expiration ones, those will continue, but
Ah,
we
right.
don't, and the contracts are going to stay there, but we don't plan on executing them anymore. So actually, yeah, so like,
Yeah, I know
it's
what you're
basically
saying. I know
gonna,
what you're saying.
it's
Aye.
basically gonna disappear, but we're not disappearing with anybody's money.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a bloody shame, mate. Honestly, I did speak to you a few times about it, and I was just like, "Oh my god, that's just typical, that, isn't it?" But yeah, pleasant to have you on. I mean, I had Enride up for a minute, but I think Martin might have just got off. But there's a few people in here. If anybody wants to bounce up and ask anybody any questions, we've got a wee 5 minutes as such. Vlad, oh, here we go. He would love to speak.
Oh,
Hey, not
hello.
Sean O'Reilly. How's it going? You okay? Welcome to the call.
Highlander, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I've got you now, man.
Hello.
Well, I've got Poraboro as well, but yeah, okay, Sean O'Reilly, you come up to ask a
Oh,
question.
sorry. I
Welcome to
have
the
something,
call.
a question for Gio, just specifically on this last point.
Yeah, go on. Please go.
Since you said that the contracts still exist, but YieldMOSS won't be the ones to execute them, are you just holding on to that intellectual property for the moment, or have any plans of open source it? Because as a validator, I always love the option of people not giving their auth-z to the validator, but more to something more permissionless. I always love that
Yeah,
dynamic.
there's like one change that would need to be made on the contract, that we didn't get around to. But if you want to touch base, take this offline because this will get technical real quick. If that one change is made on the contract, then yeah, you guys, if you guys wanted to take over the execution of the contract, then there is a way to do that because the contracts are open source.
Cool. I'll get in touch because I love nerding out on that and just see where that goes. But yeah, thanks for the comment.
Mm-hmm.
Good question, man. I've lost the other guy, Sean. Poraboro, while you're there, I've no idea what happened with you resigning from the charter. What happened? Why you resigned?
Oh yeah. I guess yeah. The community deserves some context of why I didn't decide to serve my term for one.
Yeah.
So if you think of just the charter, I'm just going by memory. I was going to check right now, but the only specific language to the RFPs was any spend over 5,000 has to have an RFP issued. So that's an abstract requirement, and now we're making these abstract requirements into more concrete policies. So those policies weren't really in place before I ran, and the RFPs weren't in place. So
Right.
I went through the process of recusing myself with the department, and our department, upheld that integrity and thought that was the best way of going forward. And then we've recently had a charter roundtable amendment. And then this is like the beauty of like the charter too. It's not just me. It's just not just the development department. We might have our blind spots, or there might be some like pragmatic needs going forward. Because like decentralization is like a journey, or like it's a spectrum or a process. But I'm just
Cool.
I got inputs from the community, and I just think it's it'll be fair for everyone going forward. Just to have the expectations of if you're going to run as a delegate, how does it influence you as applying for RFPs?
It's the same with me and Camel as well. We're going to be stepping down because we're going through RFPs ourselves. Just not become delegates, just become contractors then. And I think that's the case for Dimmy as well. But it makes sense, you know what I mean? Let the delegates delegate and let the contractors contract. Makes sense. Because that's the problem I've had since the Charter's birth, was trying to juggle between the two of them. One, it got off a busy, and two, it gets really confusing. So yeah, that was my feedback on it.
Right, and it's not easy too, because I kind of enjoy being a delegate, and but yeah, I hope people apply for the elections coming up real soon. Actually, fairly soon. They're being organized now, and then also apply for the RFPs. And it's just I'll still be around. I am part of NetADAO, and I guess you can't get rid of us to some degree. It's just we have a really committed vision.
NetADAO's been around from day one, man. You know, it's always will be a juggernaut, mate. A lot of ease. So, right, okay. Thanks for the explanation. I just generally was curious, mate. I just didn't know. That was all. Cool. Right, everybody. If there's no any more questions, I can't believe I've squeezed all that into 1 hour. To be honest with you, we do apologise. I don't know what happened to Max. I hope he's all right. Shout out, Max. But yeah, thanks everybody for popping in and keeping us company tonight. It's been a pleasure. The space has been recorded. We'll post that up in a short couple of days as such. Arc Protocol, pleasure. PostHuman, Vlad, thank you very much. YieldMOSS, thanks for coming on. And Porabora as well, thanks for clearing things up. Cheers, everybody, and let's stay in touch.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. Let's stay in touch, man. We'll catch you in the next time. Cheers now. Take care.